let you down. No, I know I won't cause a frown. No, I know.
It doesn't feel like he dies fast comparatively to like Izayoi and Platinum and a lot of the other female characters. Their health is very terrible. Um, Hakumen, a lot of people don't consider him to be a hard-hitting character, but Hakumen hits hard. So that's another benefit of using Hakumen on a player versus environment sort of situation. Is Hakumen really hits hard. He may be underestimated to not hit hard because he may be trumped by some of the harder hitting people like Kagura and Hazama and Azrael. Those guys, are known for hitting hard. But as far as his player versus environment, he's pretty cool. I wouldn't say he's a one-trick pony, but because there is a lot you could do with him combo-wise to make it fun to play, but he really has trouble comboing airborne enemies. So if you're fighting someone on the ground, you can have a frenzy, but you're fighting somebody airborne, you got to figure out all these accurate ways to just hit them with these 3 moves that you have for airborne attacks. You got the suplex move where he takes you in the air and drops you on your head. You got the high kick where he goes into a little Hakumen zip in the air, but it's super slow to activate. And you got his lightning bolt, which can go in the air, but it's a ground move. Hakumen just really struggles with airborne attacks. It's kind of frustrating to fight. Like, this is like pulling teeth. Like, please get your ass on the ground. Alright, but as far as when it goes to like player versus environment with Hakumen, you can really get to a point where you're real accurate with his zips, where you can just zip through the body, wait on the attack, and keep zipping, zip the entire time and just avoid attacks like that, because he is fast when he does that. He is extremely fast. And it's hard for players and it's hard for computers to calculate where Hakumen is exactly because of the simple fact he is fast as hell when he gets to zipping around the room. Yeah, that's when I died. I tried to win for you all, but I couldn't. Alright. Alright. I didn't know who I was going to pick right there. But since I picked Azrael, this is basically with Azrael as a player versus environment type of, guy. He's very aggressive. He got everything it takes to really, oppress both PvP and characters on, and computer characters. Especially if you upgrade his skills to level 12. My Azrael skills is like level 6 and 5. So, his hit stun on the higher levels will be almost irrelevant. But once you get Azrael's moves to level 12, his hit stun is ridiculous. His stage damage, as far as just applying damage to everybody on stage, is ridiculous. And he's very agile to be such a hard-hitting character. Like, he can zip across the stage very quickly using his jump moves. Azrael has very strong ground game and he has a decent airborne game. So he can deal with airborne enemies, he could deal with ground enemies. He's not as limited as Hakumen when it comes to his move arrays or, his movement. Um, Instead of just a regular dash, Azrael has like a shoulder rush. So Azrael has an offensive attack when he dashes. So you could just dash and then you're doing an offensive maneuver. So you can even get to a point where you time your dash, um, you know, to where you want to counter someone and keep them wrapped up in something. You can time that dash because he's very offensive. He does not have a charge move, which means he does not have a move where he can sit there and hold, um, the screen, and then you're gonna do some powerful maneuver. His powerful maneuver is a right hook or a hook that he'll, scream out this Japanese phrase and rush in with his hook, and it's pretty much unstoppable. It can knock people out of brave verses or knock through a brave verse. It can knock you out of a block, I think. It can knock Jin out of his Koku. Because some people cannot knock Jin out of a Koku. That's Jin's charge move where he sits there and holds his sword and flashes. That's he be saying Kokuts. So Azrael can knock Jin out of that Kokus with his right hook move. I think it's called Fist of Terror or Terror Fist or something. I don't know. I don't sit there and learn the actual name. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that big of a nerd. I don't know the name. But I know the science and the strategy behind the moves. So I don't really like using Brave verses with Azrael because he's so dominant in the first place. I really don't be feeling like it's necessary because my enemies just die so quickly anyway. And it's just like, why? Why waste the Brave verse on these weaklings? My Brave verse, I reserve that for the strong. So that's pretty much Azrael as far as for Infinity Tower. I'm gonna do a tutorial where I break down all the characters that I have and just do a character tutorial. So I'll go in more detail about specifics when I do each character's video. But as far as just for Infinity Tower, he's pretty cool. I would upgrade him for PvE. I would definitely invest in Azrael as my main, go-to PvE guy because he has a lot of moves that do a lot of damage and can cause a lot of frustration for people. So, Azrael, hands, he got hands. It is a learning curve to learn, his moves where you're plugged into the cartel, where you're plugged in, where you doing damage and the combos is consistent. But each character, it just takes you feeling around and, testing it out. But that's the Infinity Tower video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I should do next. Tell me a character you specifically want me to cover, and I will do it. But until then, y'all be easy.